So let me follow up with Deepa on that one, okay? But mhm. But I think for you, having access to the LMS 365 is already a good start. You have the administrative access, right? Did Michelle or anybody share with you the PowerPoint I created just for, let me see. It was only a few slides, but it had the general information. Let me just share my screen. Was this shared with you already? Okay, perfect. So you kind of know where we're at, right? Like with the migration. So we've migrated our training records, at least the data, onto the live environment on Oracle. And then for the content, we tried migrating the content, but they really only migrated the skeleton, so the course information, but there's no actual content. And then as I was trying to figure out how to upload the actual content, it turns out that the system only takes things like SCORM and such. So with the way our current content is built out on the LMS, like we needed a new application and someone to kind of put the information together for us into a SCORM file so we can just upload this content. So these were the link to the platform, like for the LMS, and then this is the live environment, and then this is the sandbox. So I provided links for all of them on this slide, and then I shared my sandbox access for testing purposes. So yeah, this would be the sandbox link right here. Um, so we're this is a sandbox for everybody that was involved in testing, I would say. And then they gave out specific like user information and login information. So this is the information they gave me for access to the sandbox. But you can obviously follow the link, input the login and the password, and then you'll be able to access it as these oh sorry, these specific roles. So you'll see here like this person has access as an employee, this person is a line manager, this person is a SL leader, and then mine would be a learning specialist. So I would be the one who's like creating the content and such in this scenario. So if you want to test certain things, you can do that with these functions, and then it doesn't impact anything because it's still all in sandbox. Okay, so yeah, I um I don't necessarily think you mean like I don't think you need it per se. Yeah, so if I mean I use these logins just to see how they work for the SLN line manager. So if you wanted to, you can definitely use this. Um, but for now, I would say this side of things is what you really need in order to start creating the content. So the learning 365. Here's some information. So here is how I would say you need to access the course, either, um, and I don't know if Michelle, I'm sure Michelle probably shared this with you already. It's probably option one if you have the LMS access on the back end. So I did a little quick tutorial, but I can actually show you if you want. Let me just open up my screen. Hold on one second. So So you have to log on using your Macintosh Perry login, which you should have. Yes? Perfect. So did Michelle take you through this a little already? Oracle, like HCM? Zenzai? Oh, okay. I mean, LMS 365 is the name that they launch with. Zenzai is just the organization that owns them. Yeah. So they're owned by Zenzai. That's about it. I don't think you need to worry too much about them. Um, but they're just an organization. So I don't think there's too much more about them. We just need to know how to use the LMS 365. Have you ever worked with this platform? Okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we actually quite liked it, but we're being forced onto the Oracle HCM side. So they've already gone live, and the expectation is that employee will start using the Oracle platform in January. But for us, this platform, LMS 365, is actually going to disappear after November 30th. So we need your help to pull the content on this platform and make it into SCORM files so that we can upload, like we can have all the content ready and put onto the new platform by January. But the only thing is, if you need access to this platform for to get the content and whatnot, like we'll need to start working on just pulling all that information. So I've already started pulling some of that information to a local location. Um, so let me see, but I wanted to give you access to this platform so you can see how it's built and how it's integrated. So when you're building the SCORM files, you have an idea as to what it is that it looks like right now. Yes, but without any limitations yet because it's a sandbox. Yeah. hmm Good question. So, as you can see here, we have technically 19 e-learning course, and we have 10, um, but you can ignore the 10. It's really just PDF doc upload, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's mainly these ones that are kind of like the e-learning course, like it's an online course, and they're built out of like 31 sways because some courses has more than one sways because we break them up so that it feels like it's shorter for some people. And it's if you've ever read the sways or looked into the course, it's really like individually as a person, you'd be scrolling through it. Some interaction, but not so much, not like how you would see it in like a SCORM file where there's audio and like things you can click and such, you know? So this is how, so, well, when we did the migration, I was pulled on kind of last minute. But when I was pulled in like earlier in June to help out with the data migration, it was just an Excel sheet that they were asking for information on. So here, I'll show you what let me see, actually. Um, do we want to go into, oh, we'll go into the live environment. Let's see. Not necessarily like creating new. I was thinking, with the way SCORM works, you could put the content and the quiz in the SCORM file, and then we can just upload it as one item in the new Oracle HCM platform. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is yes, we did do that. It was part of their their UAT testing, but I don't know if you heard a lot of history about how this like platform came about. As far as I know, Canadian didn't really get that much information, and with the way training was being developed or handled here at Aegis in Canada, it was really mm, like internally, corporately, the only training platform we used was the LMS, this platform. And it was managed by like, it wasn't really managed by us, but we acquired the platform in health and safety and we launched our content. So it wasn't really managed by any other team. And when this new platform was being acquired, and who does, like, Maggie, she's the learning specialist lead for Canada now, but she's part of HR, I would say. So having um, not being aware of the technical aspects of what our actual content need were was a challenge. So when I was on here and I was told to be part of the testing of UAT2, like the phase 2 testing, I did try to figure out how to do that content because there wasn't much instructions about how to put these kind or answer these how to build courses. It wasn't really about testing how to build the courses, it was testing about how to use the system. So when I looked at it, I will say that there is quiz functions, like it's an LMS as well. Like it sounds like it can do everything, but there is some restrictions and a lot of it comes from global restriction from France. So putting in quizzes, I've tried to inquire about it, but it has to go through a completely different department in France to get quiz created on the platform. So the recommendation I got from Joel, who is part of the project management team with the whole implementation, was that it would probably um, be better if we put it into a SCORM file. So that's why we went to exploring how to do a SCORM file. And like it was, I mean, I tried to do it with something that I could find online, but it was very challenging to find the time to do that for all the courses that we have and also migrate the content. So, that's why when I was reaching back out to our team to let them know about the challenges with that, and then they had suggested we bring in someone external to help us build it. So, um, y- yes, I would say that that is kind of where we're at. If we can put it as a SCORM file, then it should eliminate the need for us to put in and go through the chain of command and see we can get them to build us like quizzes and whatnot on the platform. Because all we have, if you've seen any of our courses, for let's just go with something like this one. This is part of onboarding. It is pretty much just reading. There's some videos and stuff like that, but it is fairly straightforward. Do you have, I'm assuming you also have a Microsoft account, so I can add you to the Sway so that you can see the content on the back end too. But if you want, you can go into the course this way and essentially, I'm just showing you what the course looks like if you haven't seen it yet. Sorry, it's just taking a minute. So this is what it looks like to like anybody who's accessing the course on our current LMS 365. So you'll see there's some videos. There are YouTube videos that we pull. There's some interaction, slide deck to keep people engaged and interacting with the course content. And then we embed things like policy, which I don't necessarily think you need to do on the SCORM file itself, but we can add the document afterwards as a side piece to the new platform. So it's really just about building the content and adding the quiz. So there are some quiz questions already on here that can just be renews. So the content, the information is kind of already mostly here, I would say. We just need your help in transforming it into something that Oracle would actually accept and make it so that it works on that platform. Right now, it doesn't support the upload of like the Sway and the quiz. So we can put a link to the Sway, but then we have to create a SCORM for the quiz. And if we're gonna make it like a SCORM file, then it makes more sense to just do it with the content and the quiz. So it's more integrate it for the user experience so they're not clicking into like two different things and trying to figure out how to do that. So you'll see for the content, like this is what it accepts according to the backend. I'm not sure I understand. So this is like, I know you're saying this isn't supported on SCORM, but isn't there, can you build this content into a SCORM file and then we can upload it onto HCM? Like, I'm not, yeah, I wasn't exactly sure. So I guess that's what we would need to do. Let's see, if you want to test this, you got these slides, right? Like these 4 slides? Okay. Because then I was gonna say there's a training plan list here. Oh, okay, clearly it doesn't work. I will share it with you, but I put it together because I thought it makes more sense to give you the whole list. Now, this is what I was using to download some of the information. So some of this is irrelevant to you, but it was just easier to kind of give you a picture. This is what's on our LMS 365 right now. You'll see some of these are color coded in column A. Records only, training instruction, and e-learning. We're going to focus on e-learning, which is the green. These are just backup records. I'm trying to put them in the system in case we lose the LMS 365. And this is kind of what I wanted on the setup. So you don't have to worry too much about any of this information right now. I think priority is figuring out if we can put it into a SCORM file and putting it on the HCM so that's usable. So for the course itself, I'm gonna switch sheet here. Again, these are the courses that are on the HCM side. So this is on the new platform, and the other sheet was more of information from the old platform. Okay, so the ones that I would say we need to do first is these pink ones, the ones that are part of our onboarding. So if you want to test it, you can ignore this one. Sorry, this should be a different color. I'll fix it. But workplace violence, OHSA for employees. Those are probably the 2 I would say choose. If you want to test one and start with one, choose one of the ones that are mandatory for us, and then that'll just make it a little bit easier on you or on us when we are trying to push for that completion by January date. So here's what I will do. I will share this information with you. You can have a look at it. But essentially, like, none of this information is going to be for you, I don't think. Yeah, this is more about content duration. Yeah, this is more for me. Sorry, I should have like eliminated this for you, but um, this is what's on the system, and I was just highlighting what's the priority, and then I'll talk with Michelle about the rest. But start with this one or this one, essentially. Um, and you'll find the information on the LMS 365. So when you come onto here, say you're going to do workplace violence. So if this is the course that you're going to start with, transferring the information into a SCORM file, you can go into the content um, section, and this is how we've built it on this platform. But if you want to see exactly what was in the content, you can just click edit, um, the little pencil icon again, and it will show you the embedded Sway. And from here, you can open it as a tab, so then it opens on Sway. Um, and then you can just, I don't know, copy and paste the information, download the information if that's what you need it to be looking like in some sort of Word content, or just, uh, I really don't know what's needed in terms of building things in SCORM because I've never done it myself. So there's a few ways I guess you can look at it right now, but you'll have to tell me if you need something specific. I can't say they gave us any instruction about building the actual course itself. The only instruction that I had received, let me see, and I can share this with you as well if you need it. Uh, where did I put it? Here, UAT testing. It was really more about building the course. So they just took you through set preferences. And is this that important? I don't think. What they expect the system to work like, which is not that crucial. How to create a catalog. Um, so yeah, kind of. I can't say it works as easy as you would hope, but yeah, they have some information about how to manage courses and how to set up preference so that it's visible to the user, but not everybody on the platform. Um, and some specialized management requirement, but building the actual content, not so much. Um, so that's where you come in, hopefully. Um, so let me share the slide with you so you at least have the link and then you'll have the sheet if you need to refer to it. And yeah, let's see. And if you could start with either this one or this one to test, I think that would be helpful. Um, and if you have issues on the LMS platform using it, finding the information you need, just give me a quick IM. I have something to work I need to sort out this morning, but this afternoon, if you need to chat, we can definitely do that again, okay? I'm just gonna. Yeah, I didn't want to overwhelm you. I definitely gave this to I forwarded this to Michelle and Deepa and Camille last week, but I wasn't sure if they had a chance to pass it on. And either way, let me download this and I'll just forward it to you in our chat, okay? Yeah. And then that should be good. All right. So, yeah, and then you'll have access to the other platform as well. But if you could, please test out, see if you can help us convert, put things onto the HCM platform as a SCORM file with the quiz and everything. And if that works, like I will think the rest of it will work because all of our files are essentially sitting as a sway and a quiz on the like LMS 365 right now. So if one works, the rest I imagine will work. Mm-hmm. Yes. Feel free to like small question, big question, just feel free to give me a quick message. I may or may not have the answer, but we can definitely figure it out together, okay? Okay, bye for now. No worries. Thank you. And bye for now.